Hi, Jai Jinendra. Please be comfortable this evening. We're going to have a wonderful lesson today. Welcome to Sri Channa Vidyapith's Friday lesson. Please put yourselves on mute if you haven't already before we begin. Thank you and welcome. I'm delighted to welcome you this evening to our Friday Jain School. I'm so proud to say that we are the longest established school in the UK. We began in 1986. We are based in Harrow, London. We provide and have been providing for many years free Jain classes to not only adults, but children from the age of 4. And we have been inspired by Sri Acharya Channaji, who is the head of our school, based in Bihar, Virayathan in India. The 3 pillars of Virayathan, which runs through all of us, every single teacher, every single youth, is Seva, Shiksha, and Sadhana. I welcome you warmly. And before we begin, I want you to put your hands together and join in tonight's prayers. We are lucky, and I would love to introduce you this evening to one of our youth teachers who's only 16 years old. Her name is Rajiv Shah, and I would like her to continue this evening with some beautiful prayers. Ria.
Anguti amruta vase labditana bandar Shri Guru Gautama Samariye Manavanchita Faladatar Namo Arihantanam Namo 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 Siddhanam Namo 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 Ayariyanam Namo 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 Vajayanam Namo 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 Loye Savasahunam Namo Loye Savasahunam Esto Panchanamukaro Sava Pavapanasano Mangalanam cha Savesim Padamam Havai Mangalam Padamam Havai Mangalam. Thank you.
Thank you, Ria. That was lovely. Beautiful indeed. And before we begin this evening, some of you already know him. He is one of our very famous teachers. He was here last Friday, and I am delighted to introduce him again this evening for some of you who don't know him. His name is Rajiv Shah. And his CV, my goodness, is amazing. Let me read it to you, what he's done so far. Rajiv has a master's in philosophy from Cambridge University, an MBA from Oxford University. He also has a master's degree in Jainology and comparative religions. By profession, he's an investment banker. He has been teaching diligently for many, many years, actually almost 12 years in SCVP as an adult teacher. Last week, he began on a wonderful prayer, the essence of Namothunam. And tonight, he's going to carry on with the same prayer on part 2. I would like Rajiv to give a quick recap for some of you who missed last week's lesson. And please give a big round of applause for not only Ria, but also to welcome Rajiv.
Thank you very much.
Welcome, Rajiv.
Thank you very much, Varsha. Thank you again for the kind introduction. Jai Jinendra, and welcome everyone to today, the part 2 of Namothunam. The next one is Tirthayaranam. So Tirthayaranams are our Tirthankars. And essentially what the prayer essentially is suggesting is, who are the Tirthankars? The conventional meaning of Tirthankars are bridge makers or ford makers. So those who are going to enable us to cross the sansar, the cycle of birth and death. Then came the word Titharanam Swayam Sambuddhanam. So what does that word mean? Swayam Sambuddhanam. Swayam means self, and Sambuddhanam means those who manage to acquire the knowledge by themselves. And we ended the talk last week by coming up with a story of how for example, the Tirthankars they actually learn the knowledge themselves and then they bestow it to others. So now let's start off with this week's talk. So after Swayam Sambuddhanam comes Purisuttamanam. So what this means is that, oh Tirthankar Bhagwan, you are the greatest among the men. So that's kind of the conventional meaning of Purisuttamanam. Now, one thing is what we know is like, why do we call someone Uttam? Uttam means the best. And we have to call someone the best if they've got some superior qualities. So for example, what distinguishes different brands? If you have got a Primark brand, if you've got a Hollister brand, what distinguishes the different brands is the qualities. So therefore, if we wanted to give respect to someone, to bow down to someone, then we have to look at their qualities. And it's the qualities of our Tirthankars which are the most essential. And that's why we are saying that you are the best amongst the men. One thing actually comes into mind, and many of you might be thinking, why is it being a little bit more biased? Why is it saying the best amongst men? Purisuttamanam. Now let's take an example. When I was a child, we used to say with our friends, hey guys, let's go and play. So what does guys mean? Hey boys, let's go and play with our friends. If I went to India and went with my cousins, then they'll say, hey guys, let's go to play. They might be wondering, guys ke chane su Rajiv ne aje guys sathe ramba jawu che? Does he want to go and play with cows? So a different connotation of the word guys. And then if you look at, like if I go to my workplace right now, many of my colleagues will say, hey guys, let's go out for a drink. And there it's all inclusive. It includes men, it includes women, everyone is all inclusive in saying, let's go out for a drink. So the word guys has got different connotation. If you look at the word purush, and if you look at the definition which is given in Wikipedia, essentially what purush says is a complex concept in Vedas, and it actually means that it means a cosmic being or self-consciousness. So essentially what it's trying to say, it's that you are the best person amongst our universe. So it's not biased towards either male or female. It's got a much broader connotation. So we now understand that we are saying to our Lord, Purisuttamanam, you are the best in the universe. Now, if you know, like if you look at the trees outside, we can say, what a magnificent tree, huge oak tree. But what makes a tree magnificent is not only its outward appearance, but also the deep roots within it. And it's the essence of the trees, how strong the roots are, which will make a tree very magnificent. And that same too applies to us as humans. Outwardly, you can say, what a great person, what a nice person this person is. But what makes a person truly, truly great is the internal qualities. Look at Mahatma Gandhi. Mahatma Gandhi was sort of famous in India and against the kind of giving India independence, not just because of what he did outwardly, but because of his inner conviction, inner strength. And that's what made Mahatma Gandhi a great, great person. And that's why people call him Mahatma. Now, so one thing which we know for sure is that our lords are the greatest. Now, there's another thing, fascination amongst us humans, is the words of superlatives. If you look at small kids, haven't you heard them saying, my mom is the best cook, my dad is the strongest person. And even if you look at countries, we've got the tallest building, we've got the biggest bridge in the world. So humans have got a fascination among these superlatives. And so is in the spiritual world. We are telling our Tirthankars are the best. They're the most superior of anything which we know of. And that's why this prayer is saying, Purisuttamanam. Hey Tirthankar Bhagwan, the quality amongst you is you are the best amongst the people in the universe. And what are some of the qualities which makes our Tirthankars great? They feel restless without universal welfare. That's really the great hallmark of our Tirthankars. Now, I'll give you a small example. When we met Sadhvi Sheila Piji, we asked her when she was taking Diksha, why is it that you got a 13-year-old teenager and why do you want to take Diksha? Isn't it a little bit more painful? And Sadhvi Sangamitraji told us, look, my daughter is a teenager. Very shortly, she's going to go into college. And she told me, Mom, that if you really wanted to become a sadhvi that's very close to your heart, please feel free. I've got a great family structure who are going to look after me. And Sadhvi Sangamitraji said that at that point, I decided to become a sadhvi because by becoming a sadhvi, I've got universal welfare. I've got one daughter, but when I become a sadhvi, all the girls will be my daughters. All the boys will be my sons. Everyone will be my brother and sister. And it's this universal welfare which really distinguishes our sadhus and sadhvis. They've removed all attachments and they are concerned about their own welfare, obviously, and about the welfare of everyone else. They're not only concerned about their own well-being, but also focus on others. Many of you might know the story of Shantinath Bhagwan. A dove came on, at that time he was a king, and a dove came on his lap. And at the same time, a hawk came. And legend says that the hawk asked Shantinath Bhagwan, give me this dove, it's my food, I'm hungry. And Shantinath Bhagwan says, no, it's come into my lap, it's come for shelter. I will not give this dove to you. And then the hawk said, well, I'm hungry, aren't you concerned about my welfare? And Shantinath Bhagwan says what? You know what, if you're really hungry, take my flesh. And legend has it that he started cutting out his own flesh and started giving it to the hawk. And to that extent, the hawk says, no, I need the flesh equal to the weight of the dove. So what they did was they got a balance, they put a dove on the one side, and as per the weight of the dove, Shantinath Bhagwan was cutting his own flesh. Eventually transpired that the dove and the hawk were devs and devis, and they were trying to test the king's resolve. Does it really have that much compassion? And they were really amazed. And eventually they revealed to the king that, you know, we really bow down to you, that you really indeed have got universal compassion. They're full of humility and simplicity. If you look at the story of Sankeshwar, how did the name Sankeshwar come about? And shortly, in briefly, what happened was Krishna Maharaj was actually was in a battlefield, and all his soldiers were in a way paralyzed. At that time, Lord Neminath was there, and Krishna Maharaj went to Lord Neminath and said, hey, Neminath Bhagwan, what do I do? All my army they're all sort of unconscious. And at that time, Lord Neminath says, why don't you do this? Why don't you pray, fast for 3 days, Atham karo, and then pray, Padmavati Mata might come to you, and at that time ask, kya Sankeshwar Murti je che, it's in Devlok, and please ask that if this Murti can come here. Now think for a moment. Parshvanath Bhagwan is going to be after Neminath Bhagwan. Neminath Bhagwan did not tell Krishna Maharaj, well, I'm a Tirthankar, here, I'll sprinkle some water and your army will get up. With full of humility, he's saying, Aja Murti je che, the Murti was actually consecrated even before Shantinath Bhagwan was on earth. And the history there is for another time to discuss, but it's a fascinating story. And that time, so you could see the humility of Neminath Bhagwan. They don't become dependent or helpless. Lord Adinath taught us Asi, Basi, Krishi. What did Adinath Bhagwan teach us? Agriculture, writing, lot of the arts, how to defense. So Adinath Bhagwan says, yes, we have to go on the path of spirituality, but at the same time, we need to sustain ourselves. Do not become dependent. You need to be able to sustain your life. They're successful in all their endeavors. Firm resolution. If I want to go on the path of spirituality, nothing's going to stop me. The bestower to all, no selfishness or no transaction oriented. This is just amazing for our Tirthankars. Let's think for an example. If it's going to rain, does rain have any discrimination? Okay, I'm going to rain in my garden, but not in your garden. Because I like you, I don't like your neighbor. Rain is universal. Sun shines to all. There is no demarcation. I'm going to rain on your garden. I'm not going to rain on in their garden. So basically, they've got equanimous to all. So they've got no selfishness and they're no transaction. Apnama Sutaiche is a lot of transaction oriented. You're good to me, I'll be good to you. If you're going to be rough to me, then I'll also be wild towards you. But Bhagwan, there's no transactions. They are very firm-minded, respectful of all, and they are a benefactor to all. So these are some of the great qualities of our Tirthankars. The next word is Purisa Sihanam. So as you can see, Purus, amongst all the people in the universe, Sihanam. I'm sure you can guess what is Si? Lion. Now, as you can see, a picture is worth 1,000 words. Imagine you going to a small child and giving them a description. What is an ice cream? And you say, ice cream is quite cold, it's sweet, you can get different flavors. Instead of that, you just show them this picture and that's, ice cream. So what does the image of a lion give to us? Our Tirthankars, they are fearless. Lion is a king of the jungle. And therefore they've got no fear. And this is one of the greatest qualities of our Tirthankars. Bhagwan, look at Bhagwan Mahavir. He was standing in the forest, and then some herdsmen said, "Look after my cows." Bhagwan Mahavir was deep engrossed in meditation, and when the herdsmen came back, he thought that Lord Mahavir was playing tricks on him. And what happened? We know the famous story, like Bhagwan na kanma khila thokana. In fact, literally just 3 months ago, I was in the same location where this happened, which is called Bamanwada. So in white here, he's saying it's my ancestors who actually pierced the nails in Bhagwan Mahavir's ears. And he says, I come here every day and ask for forgiveness. That it's my ancestors. That, oh Lord, I'm really, really sorry. But Bhagwan, what did Bhagwan Mahavir do? Devis came to him saying, hey Bhagwan, should we help you? And Bhagwan says, no. I've got no rag towards you and I've got no dvesh towards the herdsman. Whatever is happening because of my own karmas. So he had no fear. Bhagwan Mahavir had no fear. Now let's take another example. We've got a lion and we've got a dog here. Now what happens if you throw a stick to them? What's going to happen? If you throw a stick to the dog's really going to bark and chase after the stick. What's going to happen if you throw a stick at a lion? What do you think is going to happen? Do you think the lion's going to run after the stick? The lion's going to come after you. The lion's saying, who is this person who is trying to attack me? Let me go and attack the person who is my aggressor. So what happens is the lion goes after the root cause. What is the cause of the problem? There's someone who is trying to intimidate me. So therefore, what I'm going to be doing is attacking the root cause. Same with our Tirthankars. We are in this Western society, and I think we got quite used to the fact that what's going to happen is that whatever is happening to us, we attribute our blames to others. Look at the medical profession. A doctor is trying to help a patient. Suppose if something goes wrong, what's the first thing which people do? Doctor unfolds, I'm going to sue you. The doctor was trying to help you. Something went wrong. And is this the reaction which you have? I'm going to sue you. Instead, saying, well, the doctor tried the level best, but it must be my karmas that I could not become better. Something did go wrong. So what tends to happen is that we tend to apportion blame to others, but just like the example of the lion or the dog, we have to look at the root cause, and the root cause is us. So rather than the dog, which goes outside, goes and runs after the stick outside, we need to be like the lion who goes towards the root cause and say, why is this happening? And it's happening because of me, myself, ourselves. And so that's what our Tirthankars, they've got the victory over the king of their karmas. So their main focus is me, my karmas, and my salvation. And that's really being the focus. And that's why they're the kings amongst the people. So this is an analogy given to our Tirthankars. Purisa Sihanam, that you are lion amongst man, amongst the people in the universe. Next verse which comes in Namothunam, Purisavara Pundariyanam. Now Pundariyanam, Pundarik, one of the meanings is a white lotus flower. Now as you know, that lotus flower is very, very popular amongst most of the Indic faiths. If you look at Buddhism, Jainism, Hinduism, lotus has got a very, very significant part. Many of the paintings, you'll see the lotus. And any reason why? The reason is lotus resides in muddy water. So the water could be very muddy, very, very dirty. Yet the lotus is there. But the lotus blossoms, blooms. It's very tender and it's not affected. So you do not see the lotus being very tainted by the muddy water which is around it. And the reason is there's a slight layer of oil between the petals and the water. So therefore, it always remains clean. It doesn't get affected or tainted by the muddy water. So the lotus emerges out of the mud and water, yet flourishes, and it does not get tainted by the filth. Similarly, the Lord takes birth in this world amongst all the challenges, and yet rises above all the vasanas, and purifies their soul, all the distractions. Nothing affects them. You got all our five senses, they're beyond the five senses, and they spread the fragrance of truth and non-violence. As you may know, that the lotus flower is again very popular in the Buddhist philosophy. Now let's take another analogy of understanding the example of how the Lord is compared to a lotus flower. Say there's a cricket match. In fact, it's quite surprising that because of this current lockdown, the IPL match has been cancelled. I'm sure many teenagers, many young people have been really looking forward to it, but it's not meant to be for this year. But in a cricket match, have you seen that there are obviously there's going to be two teams, and within those two teams, if someone scores a 6, and if you're favoring the team, there's euphoria, you're ecstatic. Yes, what a great 6. And if you're of the opposing team, you say, oh my God, what, did they really have to score 6? But look at the person in the middle, the umpire. Have you ever seen any reaction of the umpire? Does he rejoice when a 6 has been done? Or does he really feel very sad when someone gets out? The umpire is in equanimous state. He's watching the match, he's looking at the rules, and unaffected by what's happening. The spectators could go either way, but the umpire is steadfast. And that's how our lords are being compared to. That they just blossom no matter what's around them. So our lords have been compared to Puri Savara Pundariyanam. You are like the Pundarik flower. The next comparison given to our lords is Puri Savara Gandha Hathinam. So as you can see, Puri Savara Gandha. Now, as I said, I mean, I really am a very strong advocate of people learning the languages. So if you had to decode this verse yourself, could you really decode it? So like, for example, we really enjoy doing Sudokus and crossword puzzles. Similarly, if this prayer was given to you and without any meanings, would you be able to understand, what is this verse actually trying to say? Puri Savara. So we've now seen what Puris means amongst the people in the universe, Gandha. And the clue is Gandh. Gandha, which is smell. Hathinam, Hathi. So now we can see you're the best amongst men, like a superior elephant. Now there's a Hindi proverb, Hathi chale bazar, kutte bhoke hazar. In India, it's quite, sometimes you can see elephants walking in the bazaar, chalta way. And I'll actually, a few years ago when I did go to India, we actually witnessed this one here. So I'll just play it. Whale is giving money and the elephant is clutching. The person, the vendor is giving blessing. Did you see that? What magnificent. The vegetable seller gave some food and the elephant blessed. The elephant goes walking in the bazaar very majestically, very gracefully. And what happens to a dog? The dog will be running around the streets, barking ferociously. Another example is, khane ke daat alag, dikhane ke daat alag. Apne je tusks jo hai elephant na, that's one form of teeth. And when they eat the grass, they've got a different sets of teeth. Prabhu bahar se sadhana or andar se karuna. If you look at the picture here, Bhagwan Mahavir at one point after he had taken Diksha was walking along different cities, villages. Many people did not know who he is. And many people attacked him. You know, you had the wild tribesmen and they used to attack him. Dogs used to attack him. But Prabhu was walking majestically through the villages. So what this is trying to say that, and Gandha Hathinam, it is actually said that this is a special type of elephant, sort of mythologically. And this elephant has got a brilliant fragrance, very beautiful smell, which emanates out of this elephant. And it's very majestic. And it's such a powerful elephant that, you know, in the presence of this elephant, there is no famine, no flood, and you know, if like the kings would like to have this kind of elephants with them. Elephants are also very, very popular in our tradition. If you look at in Mount Abu, there is Hastishala. There is actually a row of elephants carved out, majestic carvings. You'd go there. Again, if you go to Palitana, ek hathini pol kehvai che. And one of the reasons behind this is that if you look at how these temples are built on top of the great mountains, even if you look at my background, it's Girnar mountain. How did they manage to get all these stones up there? And it's been through the elephants. The elephants have really taken all this huge load on them and assisted in the creation of the temples. So the Lord is actually compared to, okay, you are like this elephant here. In your presence, there is no famine. You are so strong. There's no negative emotions. It's actually said that within a certain periphery, certain circumference, there is no diseases. There is no problems. There is no calamities, earthquakes, floods. It's just a positive aura of the Tirthankars. Wherever they tread, calamities disappear, and they just emanate fragrance, positivity around them. In the Jain universe, we have got the middle world, we got the nether world, and you got the upper world. And so essentially we are all in this middle world here. And this is actually the universe which we think of. Obviously, above us is the heavens, and beneath us is the hellish beings. So the focus with the words Purisa Sihanam, Purisavara Uttaniyanam, Purisavara Pundaryanam, Purisavara Gandhathinam, that focus has essentially been amongst the middle world. You have been the best amongst people in the universe, in the middle area. But now look at the way the focus is changing. We are not just looking at this middle area here, the middle. We are now saying you are now Lok. We are now going to be looking at the Lok. And this is known as the Jain universe, the Jain Lok. If you look at our Bhaktamar Stotra, it says, Tubhyam namas tribonatri harayanatha. So you are the masters of the three worlds. You are, so Tran Lokna Natchotame, Prabhu. So not only the middle world, the middle universe, but amongst the angels, amongst the hellish beings. In the entire universe, you are the best. So now, as you can see, if you look at the previous slide, the focus was on the middle area, the Purus. Now the focus is now going to be changing into Lok. We are now going to be comparing our Tirthankars, not just like you are the best amongst people in this middle universe, amongst the entire Lok. It's now Loguttamanam. So you are the best in the world, in the universe. And now Log is again a very important term. Let's look at our prayer, Logos. It again says, Logasa Ujjo Gare, Akka Lokma Tame Ujjot Karnar Nacho. So what does that mean? That in this entire universe, you are the ones who illuminating the world, illuminating with your knowledge. And so therefore, so Logasa. So you are now the best amongst everyone in this entire universe. Now let's look at people. How many kinds of people can you find? You can find very wild people, terrorists, you can find miscreants, self-centered people, calculative people, benevolent people, and absolute gems. Right? Let's look at our gurus. I'm sure we'll all agree that our gurus are absolute gems. Uttam. Our Tirthankars are even superior. So that's why it's called Uttam. Uttam, you're the best. That yes, we have got these personalities across the whole broad spectrum, but even within this spectrum, oh Tirthankars, you are the best in this entire universe. Even our Tirthankars, although they are very, even our gurus, although you are so great, but yet you still haven't achieved the ultimate aim of removing all your karmas and becoming a Siddh. So they've still got slight minor flaws. But we are now saying, oh Bhagwan, you are now the best amongst the entire lok. Now it's quite interesting. If you have got teenagers, and if you ask them, if you went into the room and you said, inside the teenage room, you'll say, there's all these posters which teenagers have in the bedrooms, and there are posters of who? You could say have posters of Bill Gates. You could have sporting stars. You could have some wealthy businessmen. The kids would like to aspire to become billionaires, actors and actresses. So this is on one side what inspires our kids. But what's on the other end of the spectrum? Do our kids really get inspired by our gurus? Look at Acharya Channaji. Look at Sadhi Shilapiji. What compassion they have. And what we are trying to say that, by reciting this prayer, if you want to have any aspiration, have aspirations towards the best. Our Tirthankars are really the best in the universe. Let's eulogize them. And it's that devotion which we want to create, that yes, people should understand why are the best amongst everyone in the universe. The next one is Loganahanam. So Lok, so obviously Lok means the entire three worlds. And you're saying, oh Bhagwan, you are the Lok, and Lok Nahanam. Nath means lords. You are the lords of the three universe. So we are bowing down to the lords of the three loks. Now let's take a story which most of you might know. Shalibhadra. Shalibhadra's Swami, in his previous birth, was born in a very poor family. And at that time, he asked his mom, all my friends are eating kheer, and I really want to have kheer. Mom really didn't have any money to give kheer. The neighbors heard about this story and decided, okay, don't worry, tar chokra ne kheer joye che, so we will actually give you some rice, some milk, and you can make some kheer. And at that time, Shalibhadra was a young child, and what did he do? And his mom was actually a cleaner. So she made the kheer and she went out to do her chores. And then when she came back, what did she see? Shalibhadra was actually licking the pot. And mom must have thought, wow, amazing. He's just licking. Oh, how unfortunate am I that I can't actually make kheer for him every day. Little did she know that what did Shalibhadra do in his previous life? He actually saw Sadhu Maharaj come in. Dharmalap ke garma ave che, what did Shalibhadra do? Sadhu Maharaj ne badhu vuravi દીધું. And ekla bhavti vuravi દીધું, whatever was remaining, he actually managed to lick the pot after the Sadhu Maharaj left. Because of the karmas he bound, in the next birth, he became very wealthy. And at that time, if the story goes that his wealth knew so bound ke rojna in a gold every day. Can you imagine? Just every day, as much wealth he wanted, gold ni crates in a ghar. And he was living in a lap of luxury. To such a great extent that King Shrenik Maharaj wondered, okay, who is this person in my city that who actually makes me feel like a pauper? I'm a king and I feel like a pauper. So let me go and visit. He jaiche, ne mother gets quite worried. Shalibhadra has actually never ever been out of the house. He's just been enjoying luxuries. He's in his sort of palatial house and just enjoying. He just has not been outside the house. But she could not say refuse to the king who wanted to come and visit her house. And at that time, if you look at here, it says, mother, please forgive me. I do not know that a king Maharaj ave che, then a mother introduce karave che. Please respect King Shrenik Maharaj aiva che. He's our master. And Shrenik Raja says, I have a master? I did not know that I have a master. I thought I'm the master of myself. And at that time, his mind kept thinking. And to such an extent that what did Shalibhadra say? No, I cannot take Shrenik Raja as my Maharaj, as my master. If at all I want to take anyone as my master, I will take Mahavir as my master. And at that time, he took Diksha. So can you imagine just the word Nath? Who is my Nath? Who is my Lord? It's not my president, not the prime minister. It is our Tirthankars. They are literally our lords of the universe. The next word is coming, Loga Hyanam. Lok, as we know, is the three universe, and Hyanam. Hit means hit. Hit means benefactors, benefactors of the entire universe. Now let's look at it in our current age right now. We all give lots of credit to the NHS, the frontline staff. What are they doing in this current crisis? They're helping us selflessly. Apna hit mate. So all the people who are falling ill, they are sacrificing themselves, their families, and they're being on the front line. And that's essentially what hit is. They are really the benefactors of the society. But who are our Lord? Lord kona hit ma cheche. Apna je Bhagwan je Tirthankar, their hit, their benefaction is towards all living beings. If apna prayers ma ave છે, આપણો જે 7 લાખ નું prayers આવે છે, 7 લાખ નું prayers, એમાં શું આવે છે? પૃથ્વી કાય, અપ કાય, તેવું કાય. So our Tirthankars have got compassion towards all life forms, one sense beings, 2 sense beings, 3 sense beings. So they really have got compassion, benefaction towards all life forms. And what is really the essence of hit? Where does hit actually come in? Hit actually comes in, the underlying part of hit is Samyak Darshan. So as long as you've got Samyak Darshan, that means you've got hit. That means, and what is the essence of this? Marama jevo atma છે, એવા બીજા બધા life forms માં પણ atma છે. And it is this which actually gives them the compassion. There's no difference between me and between any other life forms. And so therefore, they actually have got benefaction for all life forms. There is no distinction. This is 1 sense beings, 2 sense beings, 3 sense beings, 4 sense beings. No distinctions at all. And therefore, they are called the benefactors of the entire universe. Let's take an example. Bhagwan Mahavir, it is said that when he was in meditation for 12.5 years, a Dev came and gave lot of kast. Bhagwan ekta બધા 6 મહિના સુધી એકતા બધા કષ્ટ આપે રાખે, lot of problems. And because they are devs, they've got supernatural powers. So they can create storms, they can create floods, they can create all kinds of problems, which they can create different forms of animals, scare the Bhagwan. But the Bhagwan was steadfast in his meditation. And it is said, do you think Bhagwan Mahavir ever cried in his last birth? Does anyone know, does anyone think that Bhagwan Mahavir ever cried once? It is said, or what I've heard, that he has not cried, but tears only came once in his lifetime, only once. And that's during this occasion here. When after 6 months, the Dev decided, this Bhagwan is too steadfast. I'm powerless against the Tirthankar Bhagwan Mahavir. I cannot do anything. In fact, it's been a folly for me to give so much problems to a Tirthankar. And at that time, Bhagwan ne compassion thai che. I'm feeling so sorry for this Dev. He's given such atrocity to me that because of the karma he is bound, he now is going to suffer. And it's this suffering which really pains me. And atmati bet asu avi jai che. Can you imagine કે પોતાનો કોઈ enemy હોય, and in that enemy ઉપર ભગવાનની કરુણા, compassion આવી જાય છે. And that really makes ભગવાન કે કેટલું હિત છે કે આજે માનું પણ જો કોઈ ખરાબ કરતું હોય એને પણ હું આજે હિત કરું. That goes to the next level of the ultimate level of compassion of benefaction which our Tirthankar has. Loga Paivanam. So what does that mean? So Pai comes the word Pradeep, and Pradeep means like a lamp in the universe. So, oh Lord, you are like a lamp in the universe. Now, lamp essentially means what? Not in the literal sense, but lamp denotes knowledge. You are the ones who are going to give us, we are all in ignorance. And oh Lord, you're going to dispel our doubts. Now, Bhagwan Mahavir had 11 Ganadharas. Each Ganadhar or main disciples. And each one of them had actually a doubt before they became his disciple. Look at Indrabhuti Gautam. His doubt was regarding the existence of soul. Agnibhuti, in fact, there were 3 brothers. Indrabhuti, Agnibhuti, and Vayubhuti were 3 real brothers. And all 3 of them became Bhagwan Mahavir's Gandhars. So the second Ganadhar was, is there karma or not? I do not believe in karmas. The third Ganadhar was, is body itself the Jeev, or is it different from the Jeev? Sharir ne Atma sarkha che ke juda che? Vyakta, his doubt was whether the 5 elements were real or unreal, like a dream. And this is quite common in the Hindu faith, because ema illusion આવે છે, maya છે. Everything else around me is maya. It's an illusion. So is what's around me true, real, or is it a pure illusion? Sudharma Swami, in fact, we all have to be very grateful for Sudharma Swami, because amongst all the 11 Ganadhars, Sudharma Swami had the longest lifespan. So all the teachings which we have received through the Agams, it's because of Sudharma Swami. And what was his doubt? His doubt was whether the Jeev will be of the same kind or a different kind in the next birth. After I die, is it the case that I'll again be born as a human? So if someone is born as a dog, in the next birth, will they again be born as a dog? Or can he be born as a different life form? And so on and so forth. So can you imagine that even the Ganadhars, before they had Bhagwan Mahavir, they met him, they all had doubts. So Bhagwan is supposed to have fountain of knowledge. And what is he saying? What if there was no sun, no water, no air, no Lord? We can perhaps survive. But without the Bhagwan, we cannot survive. આપણા ભગવાનનું જે આપણે શાસન, આપણે શાસ્ત્ર, આગમ જે મળ્યા છે, સ્ક્રિપ્ચર્સ મળ્યા છે, આપણે જે ગુરુ મળ્યા છે, without them, we cannot survive. We can survive with anything else. So, now one question I would really like to move on before I go to the next slide is, why has the Bhagwan been compared to a lamp or like a candle? Why not the sun? Isn't the sun more majestic than the light or a lamp? Now think about it. A sun cannot say, a sun cannot create another sun. But if you have one candle can light another candle. And therefore, can you imagine how great the candle is? Khali ek candle mathi, I can light a second candle, a third candle, a fourth candle, a fifth candle. So Bhagwan નું શું આપણે એમાં compare કરે છે આપણે candle સાથે કે હે ભગવાન, તમે તો you have managed to get your knowledge, you got કેવલ જ્ઞાન. But because you got it, you're now imparting that knowledge to everyone in the entire society so that everyone else can become like you. It's not a monopoly. Oh Lord, you're not like the sun, that you are the all majestic, everyone else is inferior. No, you have become majestic and everyone else is going to be, you want everyone else to become as majestic as you did. So, Loka Paivanam, oh Bhagwan, tame apne Bhagwan Lord's website, if there was one, would be www.kevalgnan.com. Bhagwan ne Kevalgnan થઈ ગયું છે. They have now got the knowledge of all the 3 worlds, past, present, future, of everything, all substances, and in all their modes. So Bhagwan's knowledge is infinite. Lokapajja Ugaranam, your illuminate is in the entire universe. Now, we are now staying in a very information technology society where there is an overload of information. So much, many of the things which is nonsensical. Now, let's just quickly look at an analogy which I like to make. Narendra Modi, he had a very nice formula. IT plus IT is equal to IT. Does anyone know what it means? IT plus IT, what Narendra Modi says, Indian talent plus information technology is equal to India tomorrow. Now, why am I saying this here? Information technology. I'm describing that, I'm making a comparison there to Bhagwan Mahavir. Amazing information technology. He's got Keval Gnan. Badhu knowledge che Bhagwan pasi, information technology. Indian talent. What is Indian talent? Ganadhars. Bhagwan je Ganadhars ata, they are his main disciples. They understood all the preaching from Bhagwan Mahavir, and then they passed it on and on and on to all the different sadhu Maharajis, eventually coming down to us in the form of scriptures. Equals India tomorrow. And India tomorrow means we are so lucky to now have got these scriptures in the form of agams, which have been passed down through the generations. Let's also look at briefly the Ganadhars. It is said that the entire agams were compiled on 3 words. The Ganadhars went to Bhagwan Mahavir and saying, Bhagwan Mahavir, can you please tell us what is philosophy? What is religion? And Bhagwan Mahavir gave them 3 words, Upneva, Vikneva, Dueva, which means what is reality? What is nature? And nature is creation, nature is destruction, and nature is persistence. And with these 3 words, can you imagine, our Ganadhars have compiled the entire scriptures. It's very difficult to believe. They must have thought about it, just 3 words. And it's on these 3 words, our entire scriptures, agams, have been compiled. So how profound, how deep is the knowledge which Bhagwan Mahavir imparted to the disciples. Abhaidayanam. Abhay means bestowers of fearlessness. Now, fear is ubiquitous. Fear is everywhere. We all have got fear. Fear of, so what do we have got fear of? We have got fear of this world, next world, loss of wealth, fear of something unexpected, fear of loss of livelihood, reputation, and death. So we all have got fears. And what does fear lead us to? Ill health, diseases, and sickness. Now, let me give you a short story. There was once a king, and a king told all his subjects, all the farmers, that why don't you feed your goat daily for 1 month? I'll make sure that you get all the grass. And I will award anyone whose goat has not gained weight. Now, I would like to put it out to the audience. Say I give this to you, that you all have got goat. You have got unlimited amount of food you can give to your goat. Can anyone tell me how is it possible that your goat will not gain weight? Whether it's your goat or you. Suppose we give you unlimited amount of food. How is it that after 1 month, you can eat and you have to eat for 1 whole month and you would not get any weight? And any answers? Anyone on the chat? Can you please write on the chat of how is that any? So the king asked the subjects, come back to me and I'll reward someone, and the reward will only be to someone who then shows to me that the goat has not gained weight. Possible or not possible? How is it possible that with unlimited amount of food, either to a goat or to yourself, how is it that if you eat that you cannot get weight? Walk the goat. Even if you walk the goat, exercise, but even with that exercise, you can eat as much as you want. So let's say, for example, whether it's a goat or whether it's you walk for 10 miles today, but in the evening you're so hungry that you eat double the amount you ate yesterday. Restrict the goat from eating. Bindi Ben says that's not true. The condition was you have to feed the goat every day. So you can't starve the goat. The goat has to be fed food. Eat less is not an option because of, let's take our own example. If the food is there, no matter how much resolution you've got, you're going to be tempted to eat food, and you will eat food. And the goat perhaps does not have the mind. The goat is an animal and will eat food if it's there. Okay. Again, let me go. Okay, the answer is what the farmer did. One farmer came up and saying, King, you weighed my goat before, and now there is a look at my goat. And what the farmer did was kept a stick next to the goat, just like a farmer keeps a scarecrow in their farm. And it's because of that stick, and it's that fear which that goat started having. Oh, a stick che, literally kept sticks around the goat. And the goat had so much fear because of that stick that the goat lost weight. So no matter how much food we eat, but it's that fear, and that fear made the goat lose weight. And the same for us. If we have got fear, no matter how much healthy eating we do, we will start losing our health and vigor. So fear is like 0. You multiply any number by 0 and you'll get 0. So fearlessness is the greatest boon. Now, this is a picture in Kumbhojgiri in Maharashtra, and in fact this person is actually blocking the picture. But what's quite nice to see at the bottom here is that there is a bowl of milk, and a cow and a tiger are eating from the same bowl. Is that ever possible? One wild animal, one domestic animal, both drinking milk from the same bowl. And that's possible because Tirthankar is here. There is no fear. So how does the Lord make us fearless? If you don't harm others, no powers can harm you. I'll actually give another short example. Recently, there is actually Guru Maharaj, Santi Surasuraji Maharaj, in Abu and in Achalgarh. It is said, and the story is not far too long ago. It was in the 1920s, 1940s. And it is said that when this Guru Maharaj was actually meditating, there used to be wild animals around him. And this is actually even true for Amar Muni, Acharya Channaji's Guru Maharaj. It is said that when he used to go and meditate, wild animals used to be around them. How is this possible? It's just because of one principle. If I have not harmed this animal is not going to harm me. and the compassion which emanates from them, it's such so positive that they've got no fear and the animals have got no fear with them. So Abhay Dhyanam is very, very important. Bhagwan jare hoy, there is no fear. Chakku Dhyanam. Chakku means chashma, as we can see. And what that means is we can guess that they give us vision. And not the vision means our eyes, but it's inner vision, discrimination. When will I see and perceive with samyak darshan, with the right perception? In fact, there is praksha meditation. And what does praksha meditation means? Pra-iksha. Pra means profoundly, and iksha. As you can see, chakshu, they come from the same root word, chashma. And what it means? To see or to perceive profoundly. And see does not mean external vision, but it means careful concentration on subtle consciousness by mental insight. I mean, generally now it's lockdown. Before the lockdown, when I used to travel in the on the London Underground, very often I used to see that people on the train, especially ladies, taking out all this makeup and sort of doing all the makeup on the train. And what you can think is, yes, they are really looking at this and saying, how can I beautify my body? What do our Guru Maharajas do? They are sitting in meditation, deep meditation, and they're also looking at themselves, but through inner discrimination. What are my inner vices which I need to improve upon? That's a big difference. One's focused on the body, other person's is focused on their soul. Bhagwan Mahavir, Chanda Kaushik Cheche, this is another Tirth, Nandiya Tirth. And this is the exact location where Chanda Kaushik beat Bhagwan Mahavir. Bhagwan Mahavir ne શું કહે છે? Buj. Wake up. Do not have this much anger within you that you are literally, putting poison on anyone who is passing through the jungle. So it's that, have that vision that do not have this anger within you. So apna Bhagwan ne Chakku Dhyanam, Magga Dhyanam. Now this is Magga Dhyanam means marg, that you are the guides, you are showing us the path. Now it's very beautiful. Look at what are the three words before. The three words before were Abhay Dhyanam, then Chakku Dhyanam, and then after Chakku Dhyanam comes Magga Dhyanam. Now think for a moment, if you wanted to go to Mars, the first thing which you want to go, if any of us wants to go for an exploration to Mars, the first thing is we need to be fearless. So, if NASA makes an announcement, who wants to go to Mars, any volunteers, anyone who volunteers first has to be fearless. Yes, maybe what if I don't come back? It's unknown, on unknown territory. The second thing is, okay, I'm fearless, but then I also need to see where I'm going through. So, there has to be a path that I know where I'm going. I'm not going to some other planet. I'm going to Mars. And the third thing is the path, that the satellites and everything are going to take me to the right path. So there's this general sequence of these prayers. Same thing with the Bhagwan no apne keche. Bhagwan pehla apne fearless aipu, pachi apne chakku vision ape che. Oh Bhagwan, now you are the person who's going to show us the path of salvation. And the essence of this prayer is that no matter where the Bhagwan is, the Bhagwan could be in the jungles, the Bhagwan could be on top of Summit Shikhar mountain, could be in the bottom of a valley. And we can see that in today's day and age, so many different paths of religion, Swetambar, Digambar, Terapanth, so many different paths, doesn't matter. As long as the path takes us towards salvation, doesn't make any difference. So Bhagwan ke tama je pan path mane medo che, but that path should be Bhagwan Mahavir's Vani, and that path should take me to salvation. The next one comes Sharana Dayanam. Hey Bhagwan, you are the granters of protection. Now, apne Google ne puche, solve our problems? No. Now let's just, for example, let's take this as an example here. In that video which you saw, what happened was that our lady Jeche, she's grinding flour. And what happens while she's grinding the flour, all the husks Jeche, but if there were any husks which are on top of that stick, if they were on the top of the stick, then what's going to happen? That they are not going to get crushed under the stone. So Bhagwan is like that handle which this lady is holding. So if there was any husk or which was on top of this handle, that's like a Bhagwan. Bhagwan is like that handle. એના ઉપર આપણે કંઈ પણ જો seeds પડશે, they're not going to get crushed. But anything in under the stone, they're going to get crushed. So હે ભગવાન, શરણ જે છે, શરણ ભગવાન તમારું છે. આપણા માંગલિક આપણે બોલે છે ત્યારે માંગલિકમાં પણ આવે છે કે ચત્તારી મંગલમ ને પછી અહીંયા શું આવે છે? ચત્તારી શરણમ પવજ્જામી અરિહંતે શરણમ પવજ્જામી. કોનું શરણ છે? આપણે અરિહંત ભગવાનનું છે, સિદ્ધ ભગવાનનું શરણ છે. Like for us, the common perception is that when you are kids, the sharan is of the parents. Then when we get married, the sharan is of our spouses. When we are falling ill, then the sharan is of the doctors. Then if we are in the court of law, the sharan is of the lawyer. But in the cycle of birth and death is the sharan of the Lord and Lord. Bohi Deyanam. Hey Bhagwan, you are the bestower of the seed of right faith to attain salvation. આપણા લોગસમાં પણ આવે છે કે ઇત્ય વંદ્ય મહ્યા જે લોગસ ઉત્તમ સિદ્ધા અર્ગ બોહી લાભમ. So bohi means the seed of right faith to attain salvation. એક આપણે right faith મળી જાય, then what happens is with the right knowledge, then we can do the right conduct. What is the most generic blessings which our sadhus Maharaj gives us? Dharma labh. કોઈ પણ જાય કે what do you want? Please get the seed of right faith. When we get married, then there is a union of Mara Swami che, Swami, Swa, Ami. Swa means pote, Ami means friend. But jare Bhagwan madi jai, then what happens? It's divine romance. When people, have you seen some mystic people? They are totally engrossed. Prayers ma hoy, potani bhakti ma hoy, when bas mara Bhagwan madi gaya che. And that's the divine romance. It's that faith which has really got into them. Then they don't need anything else. Dhammadeyanam. Dhammadeyanam means, okay, hey Bhagwan, now dharma has got lots of different connotations. Dharma means religion, dharma means true nature of anything, and dharma also means dharmastikaya from a metaphysical perspective. Dharmastikaya, the auxiliary cause of motion. But આપણે ભગવાન શું કહે છે કે હે ભગવાન, મને જો ધર્મ મળ્યો છે તો you are the bestowers of the path of the right conduct. But what's very important is આપણે કોઈ optician ચશ્મા આપે, but we have to wear the chashma. There's no point keeping spectacles on the side. So we have now got the scriptures, we have now got the agams, but what now we have to do is we have to practice it ourselves. Daba desayanam. ભગવાન દેશના આપે છે. They are in the samosaran ને ભગવાન એકવાર એ લોકોને બધું તીર્થંકર દે છે. તો એ આપણને બધા આપણા બધા મહાવ્રતના બધા આપણે they are giving us the preaching. And so they are the preachers of the religious principles. Now for us, we are like the hardware. The computer has got a hardware and it's an operating system. Windows operating system, Apple's operating system. Similarly for us, what is our software? It's the scriptures. And we need this software for us to sustain our art of living. That for us to live a very, very decent spiritual life, we need this software in the form of Bhagwanna Agams. Dhammanayak Ganam. Oh Bhagwan, you are the leaders of the religion. You are the leaders of the three worlds. આપણે કે સારા લીડર મળી જાય પછી આપણે શું કે હવે મોદી so if you really believe in Modi, is હવે next election માં મોદી જ પણ રહેવા જોઈએ. તો આપણને પણ એવી રીતના જ છે કે આપણને ભગવાન આપણા મળી ગયા છે. You got so much faith in them. તો આપણે ઉવસગ્રામ સ્તોત્રમાં શું આવે છે? ભવે ભવે પાસજીણ ચંદ. કે મારે every life form માં મને બસ હવે આ ભગવાન જોઈએ છે. So you are my leaders of my religion. ધમ્મસારહીણમ. એ તમે મારા સારથી છો. You are like the charioteer. અને કે એ તમે charioteer મને મળી ગયા, then you going to take me, you're going to help me to remove my karmas and to take me towards the salvation. Dhamma Bharat Chauranta Chakravartinam. I'll go slightly faster because I think I've only got a few minutes left. Chakravarti is known as a universal emperor, and they have got immense power. So they are able to conquer all the continents with them, and they've got a chakra. આપણે Mahabharat જોયો છે, so they've got these chakras, and with these chakras is so powerful, then they can destroy any enemies. But ભગવાનને શું કહે છે? તમે ધમ્મભરત ચાઉર અંતર, ચાઉ એટલે ચાર, અંત ચક્રવર્તીનમ. You are a Chakravarti, you are a universal monarch. And what are you trying to do? You are going to destroy the four gatis. આપણે દર વખતે આપણે સંસાર, human form, animal form, heavenly beings, hellish beings, આ જે ચાર અમારા બ્રહ્મન ચાલે છે, you're going to destroy it all. અપડીયવર્ણ દંસન ધરણાણમ. What this means is you're holders of indestructible Gnan and knowledge and darshan, faith. what this is trying to say, no matter if you had Einstein, no matter you had got Acharya Hemchandra, they were humans and the knowledge is not everlasting. When Einstein went away, his brain's gone away. Acharya Hemchandra હતા, એનું જે આટલું બધું એને જે બધા scriptures લખ્યા છે, એને બધું જે he was a polyglot and all that has gone away. But ભગવાનનું જે છે, તમારું knowledge is indestructible. Nothing can destroy it. Through all the ages, no matter how many years pass, the essence of your scriptures is going to hold true. The passage of time is not going to make any of your words to be made false. Vyeta Chaumanam. So this is saying, oh Bhagwan, you are devoid of incompleteness. That Tamarama, apre શું કે ભગવાન જ્યારે પહેલા હોય, before they get Keval Gnan, they are still not perfect. They've got still some karmas, element of karmas left. They are called Chadmast. Then only after all the karmas have been destroyed and they get Keval Gnan, then they say they're a pure soul. So hey Bhagwan, you are someone who has destroyed all this Chadmat state. Jinnanam Javayanam, Tinnanam Tarayanam, Buddhanam Boyanam, Puttanam Oganam. What this is trying to say is beautiful prayers here. Hey Bhagwan, Tame pote je cho, you have managed to Jinnanam Javayanam. You managed to gain the knowledge yourself and you're bestowing the knowledge to others. Tinnanam Tarayanam. Tarayanam means to float, swim. You managed to cross the sansar and you are helping others to cross. Buddhanam Bohyanam. You managed to get the knowledge and you're helping others to get the knowledge. Muttanam Moganam. You found the path and you're showing the path to others. You could have professors and everyone else who could show you the wrong path. They could be wrong, but oh Bhagwan, you cannot be wrong. You found the path and you're going to be showing the path to others. Savanunam Savadarisanam. You have got all the knowledge. Sabva. Apliketa no karma sabba pavapanasano. Namaloi sabva sahunam. Sabba means all. And it means you got all the knowledge, you've got all the darshan. And so you know everything as they are. Nothing is beyond, in front of you. You have got crystal clarity amongst everything. So Bhagwan has got this Keval Gnan. Siva Mayala Moro Manantamakai Mawaba, Mapuna Siddhigai, Nam Deyam Thanam Sampatanam. So what this means, now very briefly, if you were to look up all these words in the Sanskrit dictionary or Hindu dictionary, do you think you're going to find these words? No. Mayal, if you go and type Mayal, you'll not find Maruya. Now let's briefly take this. In English grammar, you got monkey and the plural is monkeys. Then if you got money, it ends in Y. Why is the plural monies, M-O-N-I-E-S? Why isn't it M-O-N-E-Y-S? Now, I do not know Sanskrit, but from what I've read, that there is certain rule in this grammar here that you've got these different words here. That you've got the words Siva. It ends with A and you got Achal. Because it's one word is ending in A and the other word is beginning with A, then to join the two words, you have to join it with Ma. So Siva Mayala. Marua. So Achala. Achala ends with A and Aruja. It begins with A. So A and A. So, and if you've got one ending with A and another beginning with A, then you have to join them using Ma. So as you can see, so Siva, Mayala, Marua, Mananta. So Ma is actually the joining word. So what does each of these words mean? Siva, no karma. Achal, where are you? Achal means no instability. Man chanchal che. So you have got no instability. Aruj, you got no diseases. Arogya boilabam. You've got no rog. Anant, infinite. Akshay, imperishable. Avyabad, free from problems, disturbance. You've got to that place whereby you're now free from any problems. And Apuna Raviti. So it's like, for example, saying, oh Siri, can you please describe heaven? And Siri will say, oh, you really want to know what Sitchila is like? Sitchila is this. So these are the kind of the adjectives describing what is Sitchila like. There is no karmas, there's no instability there. Namo Jinanam Jia Bhayanam. And what this is saying, hey Bhagwan, you have conquered your fear, and therefore we are now giving obeisance to you. And this is the last verse right now. So I'll be finishing with this. Jaya Ayya Siddha, Jaya Bhavisantyana Gaye Kale, Sampe Vattamana Sabve Tivena Vandami. Hey Siddha Bhagwan, wherever you reached, I also want to reach to the same place. And so this is, and you are asking that you have attained, and in the future, so wherever you are, I want to get to the same place, and that's my ultimate prayer. So what this is saying, that I'm praying right now in Namothunam. It's a very local small act of namaskar, just a small namaskar. But this small namaskar, please let the fruit of this small obeisance be that I managed to get to Sitchila. So a small act of a mere obeisance. Khali naman karu cha Bhagwan ne, e khali apne kenne ke act locally the impact is global. It's a very small act, but that small act, you really wanted to give us the greatest fruit, which is liberation. That's really sort of, I went a little bit fast towards the end of the slides. If you really wanted to listen how this Namothunam prayer is, if you actually went into Google and typed SCVP Namothunam in YouTube, you will actually see the SCVP choir reciting Namothunam at the SCVP school. They also recited it at the Mahavir Jayanti at the Hero Leisure Center. So if you just type SCVP choir reciting Namothunam at Mahavir Janma Kalyanaks, you will actually again see a YouTube on the SCVP YouTube channel. And moreover, Pujya Sadhvi Shilapiji has also sung Namothunam in a very melodious manner. So if you again type Namothunam Sadhvi Shilapiji in Google, you will actually find her Namothunam sung by her, and it's a very melodious. I encourage that you all listen to this. A quick question: Bharatbhai is saying, can Namothunam be recited at any time? To the best of my knowledge, Namothunam can be recited at any time. There are certain prayers like Bhaktamar Stotra, which is known as Kalik, which means there are certain time area you can, they suggest that you can only recite it in the mornings, like Bhaktamar Stotra. But Namothunam is a prayer which can be recited at any time. So that's, yeah, so there's no restrictions that you can't recite in the morning, afternoon, evening. So Namothunam can be recited at any time. Any other questions, Varsha, or do you have time for questions?
I think Rajeevbhai, sorry to rush you. We have to now end the presentation, if that's okay. We can take.
Yeah, I'm done. Thank you.
Perhaps. Can I ask every single one who is watching this presentation to unmute, please? Can I say a huge thanks to Rajeevbhai.
There wasn't much time for questions, but sorry to rush through quite a few things to explain. So sorry about that.
Thank you, Rajeevbhai.
It was very well explained and brilliant. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
IT equals IT means now. And I can just say that our SCVP teachers, over the years, we've trained more than 60 teachers, and more than 2,500 students have gone through SCVP Jain School since 1986. And I'm sure the IT plus IT is our teachers, and Rajeevbhai, you are one of them.
Thank you, Rajeevbhai. Excellent.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
While I have everybody online, I know there are some really special things happening today all over the world, especially some birthdays, I believe. So today we have Rita Ben Shah, who is our head teacher, who is our leader. You know, she's always teaching us so much. It's her birthday, and can I ask everybody to just quickly say happy birthday to her while she's online.
Happy
birthday
birthday
to you.
Happy birthday
to you.
Happy birthday,
dear Rita.
happy
Birthday
birthday
to you. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you. Thank you for your wishes.
Okay, we'll come around for some cake in about an hour, yeah?
Rajeevbhai, excellent.
Thank you. Thank you
you.
so much. I would like to now end tonight's presentation with a Manglik. May I please ask Reshna Ben to take over the Manglik? But before, obviously, don't forget there'll be a poll and a survey coming after Reshna Ben. So please don't go away yet. Please do stay with us for another 2-3 minutes. Many thanks. Over to you, Reshna Ben.
Chattari Mangalam Arihanta Mangalam Siddha Mangalam Sahu Mangalam Kevali Panato Tamo Mangalam Chattari Lokuttara Uttama, Arihanta Loguttama, Titta Loguttama, Sahu Loguttama, Kevali Panato Tamo Loguttamo, Chattari Saranam Pavachami, Arihante Saranam Pavachami, Titte Saranam Pavachami, Sahu Saranam Pavachami, Kevali Panatam Tammam Saranam Pavachami.
Thank you very much, everyone. Once again, a huge thank you to all the teachers and Rajeevbhai, especially for 2 consecutive weeks of Namothunam teaching. I'm sure we'll see Rajeevbhai again with another topic in another couple of weeks. But just to let you know, next week we have Vinod Bhai coming on stage and continuing with our book, Walk With Me, and he'll be covering chapters 5 and 6, I believe. So do join us next week at the same time. Also to add that we still continue to host mindfulness classes every Friday from 7 to 8, just before our lectures. So do continue to join in. Please, in just a second, I think the poll, the survey will be up. If you'd be kind enough to fill it in, we would love to have your feedback on how we can improve. SCVP Friday lessons will be continuing on for the next few weeks. There will be no breaks whatsoever due to high demand and people wanting to know so much more while they're at home. We continue to offer as many variety of topics as possible. If you have any other suggestions or anything particular you want to learn, do drop us a line and let us know. We will try to cover those topics in the next few months. Once again, thank you so much. I hope you all have a wonderful weekend and make the most of the sunny weather. Thank you, and Jai Jinendra and Michami Dukram if any mistakes have been made this evening by any one of us.
Thank you very much, and Jai Jinendra.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.